free, 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 free. Y'all won't smoke, but all y'all free, 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 free. Tell me what it's gonna be. Y'all don't really want beef, cause I ain't sharing no fees. Only came here to eat. Your whole crew looking free, 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 free. Tell them boys take a seat, 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 seat. Big number on me, put a billy on me. Y'all don't really want beef, cause I ain't sharing no fees. I only came
here. Look at the numbers go up and up. I got my whole squad on the up and up. Your squad looking like pregnant women. You don't want to smoke, then you really can't fuck with us. Yeah, it's a bill on my head, it's always on swivel. I can tell when something's up. Try me, I'm switching the gears. You can get jumped, no double dutch. I'm way too saucy, huh? Fuck boy, please don't cross me, huh? Hey, watch your mouth when speaking about me, bitch, stop talking, huh?
Good evening, YouTube. How's everybody doing today? It's a brand new video of No Excuse Reaction. And hello to the new subscribers. Hello all y'all Ninja watchers. You need to like and subscribe. I got a lot more shit. Now, this one I got off of Corey. No, not Corey Hogan. I was thinking of something else. I just watched something about that. No. This video is going to be about something that popped up a while ago, but I'm pretty sure, tons of people done videos on it. But I just want to point out the simple fact that a lot of females are doing and a lot of people are doing, okay? So I want to point this fact out that happened. Now, I caught this shit off of O'Shea Duke Jackson, an OG podcaster, you know what I mean? This dude been doing it for years. Like, he was one of the starter ones, you know what I mean, before everybody started getting into it. So I've been peeping his shit for a long time, you know what I mean. So I this popped up in my feed off of his shit, and I took a small snippet of it, and the way he spliced it and everything, I'm not gonna really splice it that much, but I am gonna offset the audio. And yeah, there's an issue that, well, you know what? O'Shea says it much better than me explain what exactly happened at the point in time. Then I'll jump back in. Let's go in there and do it. Remember, like, subscribe, comment. Let's go.
5 people on Fox Soul, and the host was Tammy Mack. And the name of the show was called Is There a War Against Black Men? Now, the two people that I really want to consider, Dr. Umar Johnson and Cynthia G, both of these people are supposed to be from what we consider the pro-black community. Dr. Umar Johnson, in my estimation, is definitely hardcore Pan-African. Cynthia G had some roots in pro-black ideology, but deferred into something different as her YouTube career went along. But Cynthia G blames everything as far as the failure of the black community on African American men. And what I would like to do.
Okay, so you caught that, right? Now, before we get into what they said, I'm gonna get a little bit what they said. Dr. Umar Johnson and Cynthia G went at it on Fox Soul. Okay. Now, I went and watched another clip longer of that show. And let's just say I have to give it to Umar on that one. I have to give it to Umar on that one. Okay. Sandra G got KO. Umar hit her where it hurts, and you see it. Okay. But see, the problem is where it hurts for all people. So, let's hear what she has to say. Okay. I'll jump back in. Then we'll hear what Doc has to say. Okay.
This conversation.
Cynthia G, white supremacy, does it exist in your world? And has it affected black men?
Absolutely, it exists, and black men have worked in tandem with white supremacy since they've become in contact with it. And this is why I say in the black community, we have very disingenuous, very dishonest discussions, especially when it's regarding black men, because we do have a black male worshiping culture. So what we do within that culture, and Umar Johnson is showing it today, is absolve black men from any accountability for what they've done. Number one, we wouldn't be in a system of white supremacy had it not been for black men. So So if you want to go all the way back to history, then let's go back to history when Black men were selling their own people into white supremacy. Let's go back into history when 16 years off the plantation, Black men weren't worried about a war being waged on them. They were worried about getting access to white women. That's what you were worried about. And it's interesting. There's a reason why I feel like Umar focused mostly on me and Hope's attitudes, and it's because he can't accurately answer the question. He mentioned names, not accomplishments. And the reason being is because—
I think he mentioned those names specifically because the accomplishments of those people don't have to be explained.
Right, but those accomplishments are also accomplishments that I've heard Umar Johnson speak negatively about, specifically the civil rights movement and how damaging it was to Black people. But now he wants to sit here and say the very people who accomplished that were accomplishing something beneficial when, in his own opinion, that wasn't beneficial and did more harm to the community than good. So I think that because we're having such a dishonest discussion where Black men don't want to take accountability for what they've done, they want to be the victims of society, but then they want submission from the women. The bottom line is I'm not willing to deflect from the fact that, number one, Black men are the greatest non-white contributors to white supremacy. Let's just be real. White supremacy couldn't even exist without Black men's compliance. They're always uplifting whiteness, biracial children, and trying to assimilate. And that's why I went back to the notion of the only time Black men truly feel like there's a war against them is when they feel like they're being punished for something white men do. At the end—
All right.
Okay, you heard Cynthia G. Now, before even Umar say anything about it, what did you guys notice? I've talked about this shit before. What did you guys notice? Y'all was watching my shit. You an avid watcher? I know I got 4 avid watchers. Right? I'm talking to you 4 right there. You know what I'm talking about right now, okay? She's trying to weaponize the past. You know what I'm saying? Against Black. I guarantee you, she got a white boyfriend, okay? And they want to talk about white supremacy. She's fucking around with hella white guys to talk about white supremacy. I can guarantee you that one. Like, the shit that came out her mouth. What Black man is saying victimhood? Who playing the victim card? What nigga is playing the victim card? Okay, I was slapping myself. What nigga is playing the victim card? Okay, no. Let me put this right down. Okay, Cynthia. Gee. Guys have to accept the shit we are dealt. Girls tend to not. Okay? Now, if you running across some sucker ass house niggas, then separate yourself from them house niggas and find you some real dudes, some real men. And real Black men don't victimize themselves. We overcome that shit. And then the fact that you want to reach into the past and say those men in the past didn't do something good for us? Fuck you, bitch. I told people already, do not fucking use history as a weapon. That shit's been done and gone in the sun. Okay? You can learn from the lessons for you don't do that shit today, but you can't use what they did then as an issue for the problem now. The issue for the problem now is that you can't understand what's going on. So you want to reach back to the past and blame someone else. Okay? Yes, shit happened in the past that's still functioning now. Okay? But the only way it's functioning now is because you're still blaming others instead of taking action. Okay? And that goes for men and female. Okay? For the Black community itself, you stop blaming others and take action. Stop blaming females. Stop blaming men for your issues. Understand you are the cause of your issues. Same with God. You are the cause of your issues. You can't blame the person for being that person. Okay? You the one that had the illusion on motherfuckers. You can't blame someone else for being them. So stop blaming other people and understand what you done wrong, and then you can move past and heal. Then you can solve problems. But she's in her emotion. I don't know what Umar said to her that already got her up there. But she's already in her emotions. Okay? Now, the name drops. Umar's going to do that. I'm going to show that clip. The name drops. When you hear these names, okay? I know two of them. Some of you people in the black community probably ain't going to know them. But this is where I'm going to have to say, read a fucking book. What's wrong with you? Okay? And then the thing is, don't just read the basic history book that came out recently. You need to dig. Okay? Dig for the right information, because they tend to want to hide all the fucked up shit in history. Remember, people, the victors write history. The victors, the living, write history. Not the people achieving the history, not the people that done the right things. It's the victors write the history. So they leave shit out. Okay? A lot of shit out. Okay? And this is where people get confused about a lot of shit. And this is why they're still housing niggas today, praising the white man. You feel me? I'm not racist. You feel me? I got me a white brother. Okay? I'm not racist at all. I love all people. Okay? All races and color. I don't look at the pigment. You feel me? I look at the person. It's in here. I look at the person. Okay? And I'm telling you, she is like this close to being a divester. You feel me? Like, I'm telling you, the way she came out with that, it was all anger, hate for something that's already done in the past. You cannot hate the past. Shit, I don't hate the Nazis, even though, like, you know, they did some fucked up shit. But I can tell you something fucked up. There'll be a nigga fighting side by side with a Nazi. If shit went popped off, you feel me? You can't blame the past, but you can acknowledge what was wrong and what was right. Learn the lessons. Don't let it happen again or achieve better. Let's move on.
So you heard Cynthia G's position there, which pretty much says that black men are responsible for the failure of the black community. They are the ones that push white supremacy. Now, Dr. Umar Johnson responds in kind, in a sort of, I won't say a rant, but basically defending black men upon those allegations that Cynthia G has laid out. Let me go ahead and play that, and then I'll come back and discuss.
So let's find out. Dr. Umar, what have black men done?
Well, number one, again, I think that it is such a shame coming from a psychological perspective that we seek to heal our wounds as a people by relying on unprofessional testimony by individuals who have a vendetta against the opposite gender in their community. When you hear Sister Cynthia speak, you can hear a hurt and a pain and a hatred towards black men. We cannot find an effective solution to black male-female relationship issues or the oppression of black men or black women when the people at the table having the conversation have negative emotional and pathological interests in the conversation that are not.
Umar, the question wasn't about my emotional state. The question was, what did black men do in response to their disenfranchisement?
Real quick, we'll get back to what Umar was saying, but he is dead ass right. Your emotions is into the conversation. You cannot have an educated conversation. It won't be a conversation. It's an argument. When you put emotions into a conversation, it turns into an argument. And that's what he was getting. So, when you try to come at that question with the resentment and anger you came with, you get a fucked up answer, which you gave. Okay? And he's pointing that out. Now, you saw how she instantly jumped in try to cut them off and we ain't talking about my attitude. We're talking about no. We are having the conversation, and you're not conversating. You're argumentating. I said that wrong. Argumentative. You want to be having an argument. You put your emotions in, and you want to have an argument about it. You can't solve problems having an argument. You must have a calm, educated conversation. Let them talk, then rebut. Let's go.
Emotional and pathological interests in the conversation that are not.
Umar, the question wasn't about my emotional state. The question was, what did Black men do in response to their disenfranchisement? Yeah, because you're trying to pathologize my emotional state, not knowing that I'm a psychologist too. But what you're not doing is telling us what Black men did.
I believe he'll get there, Dr. Umar.
May I finish?
Dr. Umar.
And I'll end it quickly, Sister Tammy. According to Mrs. Cynthia G., Dr. King was assassinated because he was doing nothing. Malcolm X was assassinated because he was doing nothing. Medgar Evers was assassinated because he was doing nothing. Fred Hampton was assassinated because he was doing nothing. That narrative that Black men have done nothing to fight back against systemic oppression, not only against ourselves, but against our women, our children, our elders, and our community is absolutely ridiculous. The cemetery is filled with Black men, names we know and names we don't know, who gave their life for the freedom, liberation, and emancipation of African people. How can you disrespect the history of so many Black men, past and present, who continue to fight? I'm sitting in a school right now that we built with all Black money, 4 buildings that we're going to educate Black men in. It's not easy to solve our problems because there's always Black people in your very same community who's fighting against what you're trying to do to help it. But in addition to that, the white power structure is always waving its wand of oppression to try to sabotage anything we do. I think that the analysis of our women is too overly simplistic, and in being such, it is dishonest.
All right.
Good show, Doc. Good show on that one. He's right. Now you heard them names. Malcolm X, Martin Luther King. We all know they got assassinated. We all know that. Why? Because they were pushing our rights. They were pushing our interests. The Black community. Okay? And she wants to go back in the past and say them niggas ain't shit. How dare you? This is what I said. Females and a lot of males nowadays are disgraces to our race. You don't know your heritage. You don't like your heritage because of shit that's going on in your life today. So you literally piss and spit on our ancestors' graves, calling them nothing like that. That's what he was playing now. Okay? Like George Floyd. Okay, let me put this out real quick. Okay, that was the end of the clip. Let me put this out. George Floyd was one dude who got famous for the fuckery that happens around here with the police. Okay? Just 1 out of thousands who got fucked up by the police. Or worse. 1 out of thousands. And that's in the Bay alone. Okay? Shit still happens today. But then the thing is, our community doesn't know how to work together anymore. We are all pitted against each other because of the white supremacy system. Now, I'm not saying white supremacy still works, but they do have a system in place that keeps us working against each other. And then everybody falls into the mentality and mindset of working against your own. And this is why we don't excel further. We got a little outliers here and there that actually gets to a point. And they try to help the community, and guess what? The Black community fucking spits on them. And so they make their money elsewhere. You feel me? You know how many people said they want to support my business and shit? Oh, I support Black-owned businesses, and they were Black themselves. Oh, I support Black-owned businesses. Oh, I support Black-owned businesses. When it came down to the supporting shit, nope. Nope. But guaranteed, if I go to, you know, the right white man, they guaranteed, like, shit. You get one point? It's the problem of our community. We are still stuck in the mindset that we ain't shit. And that mindset should have left a long time ago. But you stay with the media. You stay with the TV. You stay with the dumbass brainwashing. You look at all these dumb people who follow that dumb shit, and you want to be like them. Or you rather be like the dumb white people. What the fuck is wrong with you? Understand your heritage. Understand your place in the world. Okay? A lot more black people can excel to a higher plateau, but the only thing in the way is them. Okay? The people they keep around them. The people that allow them to hurt them. You can change your future if you acknowledge what you do. Okay? You cannot change the past. You learn from the past to change your future. You get what I'm saying? So this has been my show. I know it got a little, but it was needed to be said because, like, Cynthia, you're way foul on that. I'm sorry for calling you a bitch, but hey, I had to, on all our ancestors and everybody who has been working to keep us in a higher plateau, I had to say, fuck you, okay? Umar, actually, you know, you be wavering sometimes, like when Kevin Samuel was up there, you were up there wavering, but, you know, you actually been showing some, you know, decent colors and shit. And I'm surprised you actually got the school up. Well done, Umar. Well done. All right. This has been my show. Please like and subscribe. Share me out. Send me out like COVID. You feel me?
That's the chopper. We're not in the same tier. Check the cameras, thinking it's a game till he hit a yap and let it go bang. And I'm on a PSC in a grave, trying to rock the wave. Then I want the blade. I don't need the blade. I just want to fade. Run up in his face. Gum. Now he's slumped on his face. All y'all free.